a style of fight dancing called capoeira. and since it's his obsession, I want him to explain to people what it is in definition, but then also what it is to you, why you're obsessed with it, why you love it so much. Try to get that down into under 3 minutes if you can.
That's a challenge.
Yeah,
okay, so
go.
First of all, capoeira, or contrary to common belief, is not fight dancing. It's a common. It's okay.
Should I do that over again?
No. It's a common mistake, and there's actually a very funny YouTube video called "Fight Dance" that really sums up how capoeiristas feel about that. Capoeira is a 400-year-old or longer art. It was developed by the slaves of Brazil to basically hide martial arts training inside of dance, but that was its early roots, because it was illegal, of course, to train for martial arts while you were a slave, so they had to disguise it. But it grew from that pressurized system into an amazing cultural phenomenon. And the difference between capoeira and a martial art is that we train for what we call the roda, and the roda is a circle of capoeiristas, and there's instruments. Music is a huge essential part of capoeira, and then 2 by 2 capoeiristas basically start to interact with each other and weave physical movements together, sometimes challenging. The mood can change. One mestre once said, capoeira is in an instance a game and can turn into dance, can turn into silly play, can turn into a real fight, and back to play. And to consider it as one of these things without considering it as all of these things is to not understand it.
So would it be accurate to say it's like on a range of all these things? So it can slide as an indicator in a direction, come back, slide back out again, come back.
It's influenced by so many things. It's a slinky, an emotional, physical slinky. It's influenced by the capoeiristas, so they clap and sing along and they give energy to the performers, the 2 capoeiristas in the center. The band, the bateria, plays their instruments. The songs indicate mood. Even the rhythms determine what style of play. There's low, slow to the ground games called benguela. There's fast, upright fighters games called regional. But again, the big difference is we don't train to fight in the street. We train to play each other, to challenge each other, to out-trick each other, maneuver. There's a lot of mandinga, which means trickery and magic involved. And it's probably one of the more deceptive arts because we really focus on false indicators. In other words, setting our weight in a direction where you're sure it's going to go in here, and really you move in the opposite direction.
Dancers call that a hesitation, where we look like we're going to go one way and we trick you, and we're actually going to go in the other direction.
Because my how I support myself is through video. I've shot the videos for this group of schools for 7 years now, because typically when someone is hired to videotape a performance, it goes terribly. Because they put their camera focus on, they go, here we go, and then all the action goes off frame. And they're like, I don't understand. And there's a lot of jerky movements, and then they just zoom out all the way to this huge shot and leave it there and go, well, you see these 2 little dancing stick figures.
Well, they're not familiar with the movements. Right?
So to be able to anticipate, to know the direction of play. And the great thing is that it is a mirror, a perfect mirror of your personal energy. So there are no rules in capoeira. If you want to come into the game with clenched fists and you want to, throw punches.
Watch out for my printer there.
Yes, that is perfectly acceptable. That will not be frowned upon. However, like a mirror, that same energy, usually from someone a lot more experienced than you, will come right back to you, and you'll find yourself unconscious. So if you come with happy, expressive energy, that's the energy that you bring to the game. If you come with acrobatic energy, then someone's going to try and match your style, and maybe challenge it a little bit to bring it back to the mood of the game. But the point is that where you are mentally, where you are emotionally, is how your playing is going to read and how your opponent is going to work with you. So it's a very fine-tuning tool, and that's why it's so essential in the favelas of Brazil, the very, very poor neighborhoods. It's seen as almost a liberation art, because these at-risk youth kids come, they're violent, they're upset, they're angry, their life is not going well, and this mirror slowly hones them into being more balanced, and eventually one day become kind of a pillar of the community. And that's really where capoeira sends people, and explains a lot of my obsession with it.
Okay,
So
I'm going to give you 20 seconds to plug the school that's actually in our building.
Well, that's easy. That's Capoeira Males. And you can find information at curisco.com. That's CURISCO.com. Mestre Curisco is the instructor, or the mestre, and he has 12 schools internationally. This is his headquarters right here in this building.
Aren't
and
we lucky?
There are no other mestres in the entire Northwest, only lower ranked professionals like professors.
Now, in case there are some women who are going to be watching this video later, I want to tell you that my introduction to capoeira was actually watching a demonstration in West Seattle. I think it was on the Alki Beach. And there were women also participating, and they were very much into it just as much as the men. So ladies, if you are watching, great way to stay fit, great way to get to know yourself and also meet other people, and a nice vibrant community.
Very much so. Also, like our Vancouver school, for example, is majority women. So this is a recent change in the history of capoeira, because it was not, with the kind of Latin influence culture, women weren't allowed in capoeira until the late 70s, or early 80s. You just would not see them present. Not so much like there was a rule, but it just wasn't socially condoned. That has changed, and I like to think of Capoeira Males as one of the forefronts in pushing that boundary. And we have Professor Tigresa in Seattle. She's Mestre Curisco's sister, and an incredible talented capoeista, and has done women's encounters in Florida, California, and Brazil as well.
So I will pimp this out on YouTube, also on my blog, so those who are watching, you can get some more information. Or if you have people that you know in Seattle, and you're not in Seattle yourself, but you'd like to refer them, you'll have that information at the end of the video. Thanks for watching.